She waited in quiet ways, the kind no one noticed. Not by windows or doors, but inside her heart, where hope lived softly and stubbornly. Every morning began with his name resting gently in her thoughts, and every night ended with a silent prayer that tomorrow would bring him closer again. She believed love meant patience, and patience meant waiting without complaint. So she waited, telling herself that real love never rushed, never questioned, never doubted. Their love had not started loudly. It grew slowly, built on shared words, long conversations, and promises that felt sincere enough to last a lifetime. He spoke of futures as if they were already written, and she believed him because she wanted to. She gave him her trust freely, without conditions, without fear. Loving him felt natural, like breathing, like something she had always known how to do. She adjusted her world around him in small ways. She made space for his silences, forgave his absences, and explained his distance to herself with gentle excuses. He is tired, she thought. He is busy. He still loves me. Hope became her shield, protecting her from questions she was afraid to ask. She believed that loyalty meant enduring uncertainty with grace. While others warned her, she smiled and defended him. She spoke of his kindness, his struggles, the goodness she believed lived beneath his growing distance. She remembered the man he used to be and trusted that he would return to that version again. Love, she believed, was not about perfection but persistence. She never imagined that waiting could slowly become loneliness. She never realized that hope, when stretched too far, could begin to hurt. Still, she waited. She waited through unanswered messages, through promises postponed, through moments where she felt invisible but refused to feel unloved. Her heart remained open, even as it grew tired. She held on to memories like proof that what they had was real. She told herself that love like theirs could not simply disappear. It had to mean something. It had to come back. So she stayed emotionally present, fully committed, and deeply faithful. She waited with a heart full of hope, unaware that hope alone cannot hold a love that has already begun to leave. The change did not arrive suddenly. It slipped in quietly, disguised as routine and distraction. His words became shorter, his presence thinner, his warmth unfamiliar. She noticed, but she chose silence over confrontation. Love had taught her to be understanding, not demanding. She convinced herself that questioning him would push him further away. She felt the shift in the pauses between their conversations. Where there was once comfort, there was now formality. Where there was affection, there was politeness. Still, he said nothing was wrong, and she believed him because believing was easier than facing the truth forming slowly in her chest. Her intuition whispered warnings she refused to hear. She felt replaced in ways she could not explain. His attention belonged elsewhere, though she did not yet know where. Emotional infidelity does not announce itself. It grows in secrecy, in shared laughter with someone new, in confessions no longer shared with the one who waits. She remained loyal even as he drifted. She stayed honest while he became distant. She stayed present while he became selective. Every unanswered question added weight to her heart, but she carried it quietly, afraid that speaking would break what little remained. He stopped asking how she felt. He stopped noticing when she was quiet. He stopped choosing her in moments where choice mattered most. And still, she waited. She told herself that love required endurance, that storms passed, that people returned. What she did not know was that he had already begun to leave emotionally. He was giving parts of himself to someone else, pieces she had protected for years. He was building a new connection while she was holding onto an old promise. The betrayal was not physical in her mind. It was deeper than that. It was the betrayal of trust, of emotional safety, of shared intimacy. It was the realization that while she waited faithfully, he was learning how to live without her. She sensed the truth before she knew it. Her heart felt heavy in ways that had no explanation. Love should not feel like this, she thought. But she stayed silent, believing patience would save them. She did not know that silence was not saving the relationship. It was only delaying the inevitable. The truth arrived without kindness. It did not come with honesty or apology, but with distance so final it left no room for doubt. He did not fight for her. He did not explain himself. He simply stopped choosing her. And in that moment, everything she had waited for collapsed. She realized that while she was holding on to hope, he was holding on to someone else. The love she protected was no longer shared. The future he once promised had been rewritten without her. And the waiting, once filled with faith, now felt like wasted devotion. Her pain was quiet but overwhelming. There were no dramatic scenes, only long nights filled with unanswered questions. She replayed every memory, searching for the moment she should have known. She wondered if loving him more would have changed anything. She wondered if waiting had been her greatest mistake. He left her with explanations that explained nothing. He spoke of confusion, of needing space, of finding himself. But none of his words erased the truth that he had emotionally replaced her long before he left. His regret came too late, and his love did not return. She felt abandoned not just by him, but by the version of herself who believed love was always enough. Her heart felt empty, yet heavy with memories she could not escape. Every promise echoed painfully, reminding her of what was never meant to last. She did not beg him to stay. She did not ask for closure. She simply watched him leave, carrying her silence like a burden she never deserved. Loving him had cost her more than she ever expected. In the end, she understood that waiting does not guarantee loyalty, and hope does not prevent betrayal. Love returned only to those who choose it daily. And he had stopped choosing her long ago. Healing did not arrive quickly. It came slowly, through acceptance rather than forgiveness. She stopped waiting for explanations that would never satisfy her. She stopped hoping for regret that would never heal her. Instead, she began choosing herself in the ways he never did. She learned that love should not feel like uncertainty. It should not require silence, endurance, or self-abandonment. She realized that waiting for someone who no longer chooses you is not loyalty, but self-neglect. Her strength returned quietly. She rebuilt her world without him, piece by piece. Memories no longer controlled her emotions. They became reminders, not wounds. She accepted that some loves are lessons, not lifetimes. She no longer waited by her heart's door. She closed it gently, not with anger, but with understanding. She understood that his inability to love her fully was not a reflection of her worth. She carried the pain, but she did not let it define her. She carried the memories, but she did not live in them. She carried the love she once gave him and redirected it inward. In the end, she did not need his apology. She did not need his regret. She needed her peace. And she found it in letting go of a love that never returned. She waited once with hope. Now, she walks forward with strength.